Have you ever felt a creeping fear about getting older? You sometimes wonder what will happen when your body starts to fail, when illness arrives, when you are no longer able to do the things you once took for granted. Welcome back to the channel. It's truly a blessing to have you here today. In this video, we are going to dive into a topic that touches every single one of us: aging, sickness, and what it truly means to find peace in the midst of physical decline. What if old age is not a punishment but a profound teacher? What if illness is not the end but an invitation to return to ourselves? We live in a world that glorifies youth, speed, and productivity. Wrinkles are to be erased, gray hairs dyed, and weakness hidden. There is an underlying cultural narrative that aging means decline, irrelevance, and eventual disappearance. But is that really the truth? Or is there another way to see it, a wiser, more compassionate, more awakened perspective? Let me start by telling you a story. Here was a man in his 70s who had been healthy his whole life. One day, out of nowhere, he was diagnosed with a chronic illness. At first, he fought it fiercely. He tried every cure, every supplement, every specialist. He said, "I used to hike, dance, cook for my grandchildren, and I refused to be a patient." But as months turned into years, something changed. He stopped trying to return to his old life and began exploring the life he was actually living now. He noticed things he never noticed before: the way sunlight warmed his face during his afternoon naps, the quiet joy of being still, the tenderness in his granddaughter's eyes when she helped him sit up. He began to see that the slowing down was not a curse, it was an opening. "You once said, illness took away my strength, but gave me depth. I've never been more present in my life." This is the shift we're talking about. Aging and illness strip away the unnecessary. They take away our ability to fake it, to distract ourselves, to cling to shallow identities. What's left is raw, real, and deeply sacred. But to arrive at that place, we must first let go of our resistance. Resistance is suffering. When you resist aging, you suffer. When you resist pain, you suffer. When you resist what is, you suffer. But when you surrender, not as giving up, but as opening up, you begin to taste true freedom. Let's break down this transformation. In our youth, we are obsessed with doing. Productivity defines our value. We are chasing goals, building careers, managing relationships, where energy is upward. There is little space for reflection, for silence, for simply being. As we age, that external energy naturally diminishes. The body begins to slow, the mind softens, and this creates a sacred opportunity to reverse the flow from outward doing to inward being. But most people fight this shift. They feel they are losing themselves. They try to hold on, but what they are actually holding on to is an illusion, a self-image that was never permanent. This is where illness becomes the great awakener. When the body is in pain, when mobility is limited, when independence fades, we are forced to confront our deepest fears. Fear of helplessness, fear of being a burden, fear of death. But here's the paradox: if we truly face these fears, we move through them, and on the other side, there is a kind of peace that the young and healthy rarely knew. There was a woman named Clara, once a fiercely independent entrepreneur. She suffered a stroke in her late 60s. It left her partially paralyzed. He described her initial reaction as sheer despair. "I thought my life was over," she said. But slowly, something unexpected unfolded. Friends she hadn't spoken to in years came to visit. Her estranged daughter returned and stayed by her side. And for the first time in decades, she allowed others to help her without shame. She said, "I used to think being strong meant doing everything alone. Now I see that true strength is allowing yourself to be vulnerable, to receive life." Her words are a revelation. We are so conditioned to equate strength with control. But illness shows us the opposite. True strength is letting go of control and trusting the flow of life. And that trust brings freedom. Not freedom from the illness, but freedom within it. Let's explore this idea deeper. When we're young, we often believe we are invincible. Illness and death are distant ideas. But as we age, reality becomes more immediate. And for those walking the spiritual path, this is a gift. Because the spiritual path is not about escaping reality, it's about facing it fully, with open eyes and an open heart. Illness forces us into the present moment. You can plan 10 years ahead when your body demands your attention right now. It becomes a meditation object. Fatigue becomes a teacher of patience. Every breath becomes sacred. One elderly practitioner shared, "When I was healthy, I prayed to have more discipline in my meditation. My illness makes every breath a meditation. I've never been so close to the Dharma." This is the hidden treasure. Sickness can strip away distractions and bring us into deep intimacy with life. But only if we stop fighting it. Here's the truth: your body will change. It will weaken. It will ache. It may betray your expectations. But that is not failure. That is nature. And within that process is the seed of awakening. Because when we realize we are not the body, when we stop identifying with our physical abilities, you touch the essence of who we really are, awareness itself. You are not the sickness. You are not the pain. You are the one who sees it, one who feels it, one who remains. In that space, there is infinite peace. There was a Zen master who, upon being diagnosed with terminal cancer, smiled and said, "And I get to practice the teachings for you." That's not denial. That's wisdom. You wasn't pretending to be happy. You was simply not afraid, because he had spent his life preparing for this moment, not by avoiding death, but by studying it, meditating on it, understanding its place in the cycle of life. Can you imagine facing your final days with that kind of clarity and peace? That's the gift of spiritual practice. It doesn't promise health or longevity. It promises truth. And with truth comes liberation. So what can you do today? If you are healthy, don't wait for illness to teach you presence. Begin now. Slow down. Listen to your body. Be kind to it. Understand that it is your vehicle, not your identity. If you are already facing illness or aging, know this: you are not alone. There is a community of awakened beings who have walked this path before you. You are not being punished. You are being invited into a deeper relationship with yourself and with life. Cry when you need, rest when you must, but never forget you are not broken. You are becoming whole in a new way. And let us all remember this: one day, our roles will fall away. Our names will be forgotten, but the love we give, the awareness we cultivate, the peace we find, and that endures. Thank you for spending this time with me. This message brought light to your path. I'd love to hear your story in the comments. How has illness or aging changed you? What lessons have you learned? Please like this video, subscribe to the channel, and consider becoming a member to support this space of truth and reflection. Until we meet again, live gently, age wisely, and suffer consciously. Thank you for watching this video.